The Me Too movement makes its way to Fayetteville. See how the community took steps to raise awareness.
Opioid addiction affects 18 to 25-year-olds more than any other demographic. Find out how one organization plans to raise awareness on campus.
Everyday objects like your cell phone could keep you from being healthy. Find out how you can put an end to spreading germs. Uatv starts right now.
Welcome to UATV. I'm Maisie Vincent.
And I'm Erica Rankin. Thank you for joining us. Fayetteville marches to bring awareness of sexual assault. The hashtag #MeToo march ran from the Fayetteville Town Center to College Avenue and Dixon Street on last Saturday. Supporters held signs and chanted, "What do we do when they attack? We fight back." If you want to read more in-depth piece about the march, visit the Traveler's website below.
Domestic violence around large universities like the U of A can be prevalent. UATV's Caroline Hickman is live in the studio with how organizations on and around campus try to end the violence. Caroline.
There are several shelters around the Northwest Arkansas area that are dedicated to domestic violence. Just last year, the local women's shelter helped house 509 victims, and their doors are always open.
The Northwest Arkansas Women's Shelter dedicates its 24-hour services to helping victims of domestic violence.
We serve men, women, and kids who've experienced abuse, so walking alongside their journey as they try to break the cycle of domestic abuse, that's our main goal, and that's our vision for the community, that we would all come together to be able to break that cycle in Northwest Arkansas.
Definitions of domestic violence.
Along with the shelter, there are many other resources readily available, and being aware of them is important.
Most college campuses have counseling centers, and U of A has a great program to be able to assist students, especially those who've experienced sexual assault, so that's one, but also knowing the local resources. Most communities, especially where there's a large university, are going to have a domestic violence program, whether it's a shelter or just an outreach program.
On college campuses, the statistics of domestic violence far exceed anywhere else.
For people in general, it's 1 in 4 women, and then college campuses, I believe it goes to 1 in 3. So college women are at a higher risk for domestic violence than anyone else, which is pretty terrifying.
Alpha Chi Omega sorority fights for domestic violence awareness on campus, and Bates encourages others to fight as well.
It will get better. Like, they don't have to be stuck in this place forever, and I believe in their ability to get past this.
There are many definitions for domestic violence, not just physical abuse, and help is always available to those affected. For UATV, I'm Caroline Hickman.
Thanks, Caroline. The NWA Women's Shelter Crisis says if you need assistance at any time, you can call their hotline at 479-246-9999.
Student organizations plan to increase awareness of sexual assault prevention. ASG President-elect J.P. Guerin wants to spread awareness through a nationwide program called It's On Us. The anonymous campus climate study from 2017 revealed that around 15% of students at the U of A experienced sexual assault.
After Arkansas's deadliest flu season in history caused 219 deaths reported by the Arkansas Health Department, a university outreach program visited schools to spread awareness about germs. Chloe Matthews is live on campus to tell us what she learned about the spread of germs from the Food Science Department. Chloe.
Thanks, y'all. I'm live in the Union where thousands of students walk through these doors every single day. And something I learned this week is that the biggest transfer of germs from your hands to objects such as door handles.
As a mother, I know my 12-year-old, they're all about using sanitizers. Well, it doesn't clean your hand like it should. You really need warm water and soap and just scrub and get it clean. It doesn't do a good enough job.
Quick fixes like sanitizers don't get the job done when it comes to stopping the spread of germs. After 219 flu-related deaths reported in Arkansas alone, the Food Science Department decided it was time to teach about germ safety.
And all this can be prevented by proper hand washing, and hand washing is so important. People don't do enough of it.
to the Mayo Clinic, the proper amount of time is to wash your hands for 20 seconds, or enough time to sing happy birthday. Happy birthday to
The plastic-based powder combined with a UV light allows viewers to directly see the spread of germs.
It's kind of like learning chemistry. A lot of times you can't see it, you don't make the connection, but when you can see the germ, it kind of freaks you out, makes you think about in the back of your head, I want to spend extra time washing my hands. That's my finger on it. Will you take that light away? Yes.
Your hands include using a paper towel instead of a dryer, and using a dry paper towel to open up doors. In both instances, you're going to minimize the amount of germs that you come into contact with. Reporting for the last time, UATV News, I'm Chloe Matthews.
Thanks, Chloe. The Food Science Department researched what type of soap works best and says that gel soaps produce the cleanest hands.
Possession of guns and drugs lands one university official behind bars. Police arrested U of A Anthropology Department Chairman Justin Nolan just yesterday. He faces multiple charges, including possession of firearms and drugs.
Washington County released Nolan on a $3,500 bond yesterday afternoon. Nolan will head to court next month.
And out of all the states, Arkansas prescribes the second highest amount of opioids. And studies show people most at risk for getting addicted fall between the ages of 18 and 25, which makes up the majority of U of A students. To spread awareness on substance abuse, ASG set up an information booth outside the Union. It will be there until Friday night.
A registered student organization holds an event for students to learn about Mary according to New Testament at the Quran. UATV's Lauren Craycaw is live with more on this story.
It's no secret that the Bible and the Quran have differences, but did you know the impact Mary has on Muslim women on campus? Here's more.
Last Wednesday, the UARC Muslim held a lecture that all students and faculty could attend. Dr. Spencer Allen discussed how compared to Christianity, Mary/Miriam's role goes beyond just being Jesus' mother.
It's not just a story about her pregnancy and her giving birth and then finding out that she's just behind the scenes watching her son all her life.
Dr. Allen says Miriam's legacy has made her a huge role model to Muslim women today.
When a woman is pregnant and they know it's a girl child, they'll read the story of Miriam from the Quran. So the child, they might think of her, the child as being born into a world where a girl is welcome and can be her own important person.
38-year-old single Muslim mother says how she feels on campus.
I see a lot of Muslim women here and they wear hijab, so it's like people here are already accustomed to these women, so I feel really safe here.
Even though Fibri feels out of harm's way,
you always do this?
She doesn't feel all that welcomed.
Get to know a Muslim and talk to them and have conversation with them. That's why we can share knowledge and maybe it can break stereotype.
Fibri says the RSO is having an event next fall and encourages all students to attend.
Fibri says that all religions are welcome. For UATV, I'm Lauren Craycaw.
Next Monday, an Islam in Imagination and Practice conference will be in the Union from 12 to 2 in the afternoon. Refreshments will be provided.
Well, we're experiencing some colder temperatures and a little rain right now, but will it stick around? We'll find out later.
Okay, you're about to go.
Coming up on UATV, I'll tell you about how one organization has changed the lives of its members.
Yayos is fresh at its best. Quality is essential for our success, and of course, we try to focus on that and making sure that every bite that you take out of our tacos is going to actually transport you to the different regions of Mexico in an instant. The street tacos that you will find in the Yayos are top quality. We utilize local sustainable practices for our farming operations. So our cilantro, our spring onions, our lettuce, pretty much all the ingredients that you find with us are fresh. You should come to eat at Yayos because We are Mexico's simple food in Northwest Arkansas.
Our doors are open to everyone. We have everything from professional lifters to casual lifters. The idea is to take that stigma that these old school gyms are an intimidating environment and change that, because they're the exact opposite. We can offer people dietary advice to help them achieve their goals that way. Lifting advice as far as how they train. And I treat all my clients the same way. I treat them like athletes. So we all train the same way in here. We're a real gym. We want everybody to know that yes, yeah, we got weights here, and yeah, we got loud music here. But those things aren't bad. It's it's actually a motivating environment.
Freedom is a beautiful thing, and you should never take your First Amendment rights for granted. But the act of expressing your deepest beliefs and challenging the deepest beliefs of others, that's called bravery. We are free, so let's be brave.
Welcome back to UATV. Let's take a look right now at your weather. So current conditions are going to be 53 degrees, light rain. You can expect that rain to kind of just stick around all the way until right before you wake up in the morning, right before you go to class, go to work. It should be gone by then. And if you take a look, you'll be able to see the temperature, or pardon me, that the weather is actually going to get a lot better the rest of the week. If we take the next map, you'll be able to see that 5-day forecast. Look at that weekend. One of the first weekends we've had all year long that the sun is actually gonna shine. Hey, I'm all about that. Go out, maybe enjoy a baseball game, anything like that. The clouds will stick around for Thursday, but check it out, sun, high temperatures moving in. Although you might want to watch out on that Tuesday, right after Monday. There is a little chance for some rain and precipitation there. Take a look at the next map. You'll be able to see what we're really dealing with right now in Northwest Arkansas. It's really just a bunch of rain, light drizzle, nothing too much, and it'll move on out of the way later on down to the south into Georgia and Alabama. Take a look at the next map. You'll be able to see current temperatures right now, 54 degrees. It feels awfully pleasant out there. But if you take a look, you'll be able to see the temperature change. And take a look at that. 13 degrees, 16 degree temperature change in Tulsa. And you can see that front moving all the way across the United States. Well, we'll have one more look at your weather later on the show, so stay tuned till then.
Fayetteville Town Center, located in downtown Fayetteville, hosts various events such as shows, weddings, and business meetings. Next week, the center starts construction on a new event area. UATV's Pete Roulier has more on the story. Pete?
That's right, the Fayetteville Town Center, located on the square, has a new spot for gatherings. Not too big, not too small, but just right.
Fayetteville Square and Gardens is regarded as one of the most beautiful downtown areas in the whole country. The square is the perfect place to host an event for any business. Luckily, Fayetteville Town Center, located on 15 West Mountain Street, will soon have more space to rent. Jordan Garcia is the general manager of Fayetteville Town Center.
We decided that we were kind of missing a segment of business that we were losing to our comp set. So there's other convention centers in the area that we would lose pieces of business to.
That segment of business Garcia is mentioning is the medium-sized business, about 15 to 100 people. Currently, the director's room is too small, and the Mockingbird room is too large.
You walk in and it's just kind of a wide open space. It feels a little unwelcoming. It kind of like is a slight maybe design flaw, and so we just decided this is perfect space to add the smaller meeting space that we were looking for, a breakout space for conferences.
The wall is coming down between the director's room and the current offices to create this new space. The recently approved project will cost around $90,000, and yes, it is the taxpayers' money.
In the long run, like, we'll be able to pay the taxpayer back in a way, not necessarily like we're paying the taxpayer back, but we'll have the ROI in 3 years is what we're estimating. So return on investment.
Construction on the new space will take place next week. For AOC, I'm Pete Roulier.
Garcia and his staff are packing up and they're ready to move out next week.
Garcia says if you have any questions, you can reach him by contacting Fayetteville Town Center on Facebook. With graduation looming around the corner, many seniors are starting to feel nostalgic. While reflecting about their time on campus, some students show appreciation to the groups that impacted them the most. UATV's Lauren Jackson is live with a story on one organization that makes a strong impact on its members. Lauren?
TV studio. Thank you, Ramsey. If you've ever walked on the first floor of Kimball Hall, you've probably passed the UATV studio. You may have even seen students on campus carrying heavy camera equipment, interviewing other students. Well, I decided to flip the script and put those who are normally behind the camera in front of the camera to find out how UATV has impacted them.
3, 2, give me that 1. UATV is a place where you're challenged to grow in areas that you wouldn't expect. So you come and you put your hands on a camera, or you come and you get to anchor and sit at a desk and read words off of the screen.
The Augustin Louis Independent Theater Project.
You come and you meet people who are completely different from you, and it challenges you to think differently.
UATV to me is the heart and soul of my college education. It was where I've spent the last 3 or 4 years learning not only how to be a journalist, but also making friendships that I truly believe I will have for the rest of my life.
It's a community of people that I know I'll be friends with way after college ends, and it's a place where, oh gosh. I feel like UATV has just become such a part of who I am.
And all over the nation battle breast cancer every day.
But it will forever be something I cherish, and like I am who I am because of the people who have taught me so much at UATV.
We're going to keep talking about the Razorbacks here, but we're going to talk about a former Razorback.
UATV has really helped me. I literally just got a job last week, and it's because of all the work that I've put in here.
Fayetteville's 5th Slim Chicken.
We want to help you. We want to teach you. We want to show you the things that UATV has taught us. We want to share those things with you.
Just like the students in this story, UATV has impacted my life in more ways than I could ever imagine. For one last time, reporting for UATV, I'm Lauren Jackson.
For more information about the Student Media Center, visit uatvonline.net or come down to Kimball Hall 113. Well, signing off for the last time, I'm Ramsey Minto. Coming up next in sports, it may be baseball season, but tomorrow's NFL draft throws us right back onto the gridiron. Learn about how some of the elite athletes who could hear their names called, including one former Razorback. Oh. Signing off for the last time, I'm Ramsey Minto.
Positions, which
whatever.
We can't see everything.
Some things are invisible.
Our bodies are made up of over 7 billion atoms, but we can't see them.
Our lives revolve around time, but none of us can physically see it.
Oxygen is essential for every breath, but it's never been seen.
We can feel the wind, but can't see exactly where it's going or where it's been.
And half of all college students are infected with some form of an STD, but you can't see that either. STDs like gonorrhea and chlamydia can go undetected until you are tested.
Be responsible for your health. Get tested today.
Well, get ready. We're just a day away from a football frenzy. I'm talking about the NFL draft. The whole shebang is in Dallas, but of course, UATV will have its annual draft special tomorrow at 8 if you're not planning on going to Texas. It's the year of the quarterback, but there's a running back everybody's talking about. I can't sift through all of this myself, so I brought on a few guys to help me figure out what's going to happen tomorrow. The Arkansas Travelers' Antonio Tenejero, he's been keeping up with the drama leading in the first round, and then we have Samson Tamajani, a UATV product and former intern for Pig Trail Nation. My first question, we'll start with Antonio. There's a lot of guys being thrown around as being that first pick for the Browns. I guess that happens when you lose every game. In your mind, who should be the first player off the board?
Well, Andrew, for me, it's already been reported that the Browns are cooling on Sam Darnold, so I think they're going to go with Josh Allen. I think he fits well with what Cleveland's trying to do. They have Tyrod Taylor, which is a good short-term problem, and I feel like Allen can sit behind him in 2018 and then be ready to go at the start of the 2019 season.
What do you think, Samson?
Yeah, I personally am taking the safe pick with Saquon Barkley coming out of Penn State right away. The Browns always want to go for the running backs.
We'll see how it ends up playing out. And speaking of quarterbacks, there's a lot of them. Teams like the Browns and Jets, they made some moves to get some gunslingers, but there's 4 or 5 guys that could go in the first round. Antonio, who is the best quarterback in the 2018 class?
You know, for me, I feel like it still is Sam Darnold. I think he's the most NFL ready. He has the highest floor, may not have the highest ceiling, but I think he's the best one out of the bunch.
What do you think, Samson?
Yeah, keeping it in LA, I'm going to go with my opinion being Josh Rosen. He's always kind of had a chip on his shoulder, being second fiddle to the rest when you're talking about who's the best quarterback. He throws a lot of touchdowns, some interceptions, but I really think he can really rise up and become better and get even better in the NFL.
Rosen, Allen, Jackson, Mayfield, so many names to throw out there, but there's one guy who's kind of flown under the radar. He's a former Razorback offensive lineman center, and he played guard. Ian Rappaport says there's a pretty good chance he's going to go in the first round. We're talking about Frank Ragnow. What does Frank the Tank bring to an NFL team, Antonio?
Well, I'm not surprised that he's being talked about being a first-round product. I think he's a tremendous talent. He's probably the only standout on an otherwise atrocious O-line for the Hogs last season. And, I mean, yeah, I'm just not surprised.
What do you think about that, Samson? You think Frank is going to be a first-round pick?
Well, it definitely wouldn't surprise anyone. He's always had high intelligence and high maturity, and he's been able to tackle most adversity.
Tackle from the O-line, that's how it goes. Defensively, there are some big names out there. Roquan Smith, Minka Fitzpatrick, Bradley Chubb. But we need to find the biggest franchise changer in this whole bunch. What do you think, Antonio? Who is the biggest defensive game changer?
You know, I think it's got to be Bradley Chubb. He was the ACC Defensive Player of the Year. And I really like him going to the Browns. And if they can get their hands on him, Chubb and Myles Garrett, that could be a problem for a lot of opponents.
Whew, I wouldn't want to see that if I was an NFL offense. Samson, what do you think?
Yeah, I kind of want to mix it up. I got Marcus Davenport, defensive end out of UT San Antonio. 6'6", 264, big wingspan, and very strong.
Those small-time college defensive players can sometimes be great. Ask Khalil Mack. Last question here. There's a lot of talent off the board after day one, of course. But who could be one of those late-round sleepers that end up being a force in the league? What do you think, Antonio?
Well, I mean, obviously this this draft is stacked with linebackers. And I think one of those guys that falls under the radar is Jernard Avery from Memphis. He led the AAC in tackles for loss, in sacks. And I think he's one to look out for.
What do you think, Samson?
My pick is the first Indiana All Big Ten first team player in 30 years, and his name is Tegray Scales.
Well, we'll see how it all pans out. Tom Brady, he was a late-round guy. Look what happened for him. Great info, guys. Thank you very much. And like I said, tomorrow's UATV Sports Draft Special will break down the action as it's happening. The draft itself starts at 7. We'll jump in for an hour-long segment at 8 to break down the picks that have already happened and keep it going during the picks of that hour. Don't miss it, but stick around because we have some more weather after the break.
Boxy is a subscription box service. So you go online and you order a box of toys and treats for a cat or a dog, and every box that you get, we send one to a shelter. And in that shelter box will have toys and treats and also supplies that the shelter needs. We pack all of our boxes ourselves. We hand select all of the products that we put in it, and a lot of time and care goes into making sure that each box is tailored to your pet. We've got boxes for small dogs, medium, large dogs. Don't just spoil your own pets, but also pets in the community that are in need as well. We're trying our hardest to give back to our communities that have made us successful. And one of the ways that we let you give back to your communities is through Boxy. You can actually go to the shelter and see the impact that you have had on the shelter pets. And that's huge.
This is UATV.
Let's take one last look at your weather. Tomorrow going to be a high of 66 with those clouds from the storms today. Well, they are still going to stick around, so make sure you maybe pack a light jacket or anything like that. Well, for the last time, guys, this is one of the, our last times we get to work together.
Seth. Well,
For
that'll do
UATV,
us.
I'm Erica Rankin.
And I'm Maisie Vincent. Thanks for joining us.